Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Star Tarot, and welcome to the full moon in Capricorn. I am so excited to do this reading. To be very honest, I've been so incredibly excited to do all the readings for July. This reading, though, is special. This full moon in Capricorn is where your karma has a date with your destiny, your fates, the North and South node, and also Mars in Virgo is going to be playing a role. Before we get started though, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all your love and support and all the ways that you lift this channel up. Truly, you lift me up. Seeing you guys lift each other up, all of it gives me goosebumps, makes my ears ring, and truly, I cannot thank you guys enough. I feel so humbled, so blessed, and I love you back. So, like I was saying, let's get into this because this is a reading. This is a day. If the portal wasn't enough on July 7th, check that reading out as well if you haven't seen it. With Uranus going into Gemini, which hasn't happened in 84 years, in our 10th house wasn't enough for this week. This full moon in Capricorn brings us something quite special. So, welcome to the full moon in Capricorn, Virgos. So this full moon in Capricorn is also known as the thunder moon. It's known as the salmon moon, the hay, the ripe corn moon, and the buck moon. Give it whatever name you want. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. This is our master planet. This is our planet of structure, discipline, responsibility, and our planet of karma. It teaches us value and wisdom that's gained through perseverance and hard work when it comes to achieving our goals, overcoming obstacles, challenges, and it reminds us, it empowers us with just how strong and how indomitable we truly are, how unshakable we truly are. And it blesses us, like I say, with our karma. We reap what we sow, and the seeds of our dreams are always strongest, always our most fruitful when we water what we grow. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because coming into this full moon, we right away with the tarot have the four wands. I mean, this is crazy awesome. And does not surprise me. It's focused all on our foundation with the four, our stability, our discipline, our achievements, our self-containment with emotional regulation, bringing order as well as leading with the heart, leading the charge with our heart's calling. This is about prosperity, harvest, success, familial bliss, marriage, stability and peace, balance, all in harmony. And again, we've got some action going on between the full moon, our north node, our south node, and Mars. But this is where things are not only exciting, but peace settles down the chaos. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is lighting some fire. This is the time truly, this whole month. But check out the 7-7 portal if you haven't seen that reading yet. Between Uranus, Pluto, the retrogrades this month, and now the full moon, you are leading the charge, and you've got the reins when it comes to making your masterpiece. And with this full moon, it happens to be in our 5th house. So our 5th house is love, compassion, celebration, family, children. This is truly soulmate energy. It's creativity, creative project fruitions. And it brings heightened awareness and culmination to our heart's desires, our creative endeavors, and our romantic relationships. So, just gonna put it out there. 5th house is 5th house, so I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. But if you're planning to conceive, trying to conceive, whether it be in a family-related aspect or in creative projects, this is the night to schedule your date night. I'm just saying. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. I support you. Your Honey Star family supports you and wishes you the best in whatever you are conceiving at this time. But this is where true love is illuminated, and so are your long-term goals as well as your commitments. This full moon is illuminating. And it's illuminating your evolving desires, making them clearer, helping you understand what's hindering you from experiencing your dreams, your life, your love in the most authentic, highest vibrational, and blissful form. Your highest timeline is being illuminated during this full moon. And it's being illuminated to you via your third eye, which is really awakened during this time and during this week from that 7/7 portal. You're aligned and you're aligning to it and aligning your inner compass towards your truest soul's path, your masterpiece. And so let's talk about this. So with the Three of Swords, this is where if you've been feeling stagnated, having that South Node really rule things, right? Dealing with loss, misunderstandings, heartbreak, disappointment, whatever's been holding you back from going after your dreams, right? Taking that place of comfort with relearning lessons. Nothing's wrong with that by any means either. But this is where if you've been experiencing power imbalances, quarrels, storms of emotions in a lot of ways as well, this is where Saturn is coming in. And remember, so Saturn also goes retrograde this weekend. Stay tuned for that video. But Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn's coming in to bless us when it comes to bringing structure and discipline to our true soul's path. Balancing out the scales with karmic justice, your karmic justice. And this is all about flowing with your heart, leading with your heart as light as a feather with that air energy. This is bringing synthesis, creativity, dynamic balance, synergy, growth, and expression into your soul's dreams, your heart's desires, your creative endeavors, I can talk, and also your romantic relationships. I have goosebumps. I'm just saying, I'm a hopeless romantic. I can't help it. But either way, this is where, like I say, you are aligning your inner compass this week, especially with that 7/7 portal and this full moon. They both play into each other, but the full moon offers us grounding when our heart's so light as a feather, with bringing structure, with bringing pragmatic planning, especially with that Capricorn energy. And this is the King of Cups energy, right? This is emotional management. This is compassion. Also, too, check out the video if you haven't seen it, but Neptune just went retrograde as well. Neptune is about dreams with that Piscean energy. It's about really looking at shifts in the collective subconscious. And then with Saturn, we also have it bringing shifts in a collective way towards structure, towards organization when it comes to chaos. And then on top of that, Uranus brings unexpected change, breakthroughs, and collective conscious shifts on a very compassionate and empathetic level. This is where you're coming to the table in leadership with your King of Cups energy. This is strong social skills. Again, that speaks to that Geminian energy. And also with your professional life, with your creativity when it comes to your artistries, with your mastery. This is also where you're coming to the table when, despite what's going on around you, with any type of chaos, any type of fear-mongering or cultivation in that way that we see, especially with what's going on in the world events, with changes coming so erratically, especially if you're in the States. And you're holding your center because you know your place of peace is what truly brings your manifestations to your highest timeline and to your reality. And that's what this full moon is truly all about. It's following, look at this, 3 heart chakras back to back. I have goosebumps again, and I'll try and settle down. But like I say, with this full moon, it's illuminating your evolving desires, making them clearer, helping you understand what's hindering you from experiencing your dreams, your life, your love in their most authentic, high vibrational, blissful form. And your highest timeline is being illuminated to you through your third eye this week, quite prolifically, I guess is how I would put it. But it's time truly with this full moon to zero in and focus with intentional choices and actions. That's what Saturn brings us, especially when it comes to our just deserves, our karma. This is where you're really looking at, with your intentional movement, with your choices, your actions, how you spend your time and your energy, and you're making every second count. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is where it's really giving you a chance to check in. And like I say, karma has a date with your destiny this full moon. So a couple of other things about this full moon as well. I just want to pull these cards over because I can't resist. And this came out 50-50. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. This is just, I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing. But before we get into this, I just want to say, this is the time, check your placements in your chart, because it's going to affect very much the cardinal signs. So if you have any Cancer in your chart, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, you're going to be feeling the effects of this full moon quite strongly with wherever those placements lie within your chart. Now, on a collective scale as well, with the Five of Wands in reverse, this is about subsiding when it comes to the fighting. If there's anything, particularly when it speaks to your South Node and also to the 5th house, and we'll get into it. But this is where, if you've been ignoring or suppressing a conflict, coming to the table in how you deal with compromise, reconciliation, cooperation, opportunity, whatever has sent divisive notes through the air, right? Whatever separates us. This is where, particularly as well, with Uranus going into Gemini in our 10th house, and on a collective basis with bringing compassion, fostering empathy, bringing all of that to the table in your leadership. This is where we're finding we're able to basically come together in common goals. So with the 5, this is new cycles. This is change. This is basically shifts in the conscious and subconscious collective right now. We're rising to the challenge, really, of charging forward towards our North Node and making necessary adjustments. And remember, full moons are all about release. And so the biggest thing is to think about what you were basically cultivating when we had our Capricorn new moon, which was on January 29th this year. What you began at that time. This full moon is basically really encouraging you to get serious about that. See how far you've come, and then more importantly, see what needs to happen in a very pragmatic, practical step kind of way when it comes to making smart goals to take those dreams, those new beginnings, even further and to the next level. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, like, share, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below, because this is the time to zero in and focus with intentional choices, actions, and movement, and make every second count. Like I say, you've got the reins and you're leading the charge. Capricorn is all about basically asking us, especially when it goes into retrograde this month here and going all the way into the beginning of September, what kind of a leader, what kind of a spiritual leader do you want to be? So this is the time as well, like I say, where the full moon has a date with our destiny. So to add more impact to that, Saturn is ruling Capricorn, and it basically is trine with our North Node and sextile with our South Node, and then it's also trine with Mars in Virgo. So let's get into it. So our North Node is in Pisces. It's also in our 7th house. This is harmony when it comes to partnerships, marriage, commitments, both romantic and business, professional. But it's got a very big focus on one-on-one relationships, particularly when it comes to long-term relationships. Also contracts, formal agreements, legal dealings. It's also harmonious with what we seek holistically in our wholeness, with structure, balance, fairness, and compromise. And so why I just absolutely loved how this spread came out. Our 7th house, not only is it about marriage commitments, right? One-on-one relationships, but it's also about how we deal with enemies, how we deal with contentions, how we deal with power struggles. And more importantly, it highlights the lessons that we can learn and how we deal with them through compromise, how we can deal with them through uniting because we're stronger together, how we can deal with them in healthy ways with establishing boundaries and respect. how we can work through those boundaries and honor those boundaries and respect through healing and empower us. And this trine is all about finding that balance, seeing the synchronicities, uniting through our differences, through our separations, and finding common goals, working for and toward the same agenda and mutual outcomes, and putting what separates us aside from our greater cause. And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart in the comments below, because this is where the Two of Cups came out 50-50, right? We've been dealing with a lot of change, a lot of divisiveness in a lot of ways. There's a lot of upheavals and upsets, structures being changed right now, new ways of thinking being enlightened right now. And especially when it comes to relationships being the focus of our fifth house. This is where on the upright, the Two of Cups is all about cooperation, harmony, mutual attraction, compatibility, friendship. It's what we seek in a holistic wholeness when it comes to our relationships. It brings harmony to that through structure, balance, fairness, compromise. Also, too, reconciliations. Now, on the opposite, this is where we've been experienced, and this is where Uranus being in Gemini now is so incredibly powerful, especially with it being like trine with Pluto right now as well. If we've been experiencing unbalanced relationships, disharmony, conflict, distrust, tense relationships, misreading and misunderstanding situations and what we hear, how we deal with things through quarrels, right? Temporary conflicts is what the Two of Cups in reverse all represents. This is instead with the two, it brings duality coming in on the 50-50. It recognizes both sides. It learns to look at understanding, through understanding, both sides, where perspectives and perceptions are leading the charge for different viewpoints. And it brings balance through partnerships and relationships by embracing and respecting, honoring those polarities. Because again, light shines brightest in the dark. Without dealing with the dark and experiencing our darkness with internal and in our external world, we wouldn't find a way, we wouldn't find inspiration to turn those wounds to wisdom, to get golden ideas that bring about change for the positive and collective good, about how we make our decisions, making every second count, making wise decisions as well, and choices with where we want to go, in particular in our internal world, and in particular as well with long-term commitments in our fifth house with this full moon, with this soulmate energy. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because again, we've got that heart chakra just screaming at us through this energy and in this reading, and I positively love it. I've got goosebumps again. I can't help it. But with the Hanged Man in reverse, this is where we've been seeing, and this is where, again, I just love that we've got Uranus changing right now as well, because it's just so prolific. And it ties into this full moon in such a faded way, because again, we've got the full moon trine with our north node, sextile with our south node, and trine with Mars in Virgo. And it's in our fifth house. Our 10th house is being activated right now as well, big time, between Venus and Uranus, and we'll get into that as well. But either way, this is where if you've been experiencing self-righteous behavior, being painted as the martyr, you know, no one likes being a scapegoat, I'm just saying. But either way, this is where on the internal side, if you've been neglecting spiritual development, experiencing on the external world, persecution, despair, if you've gotten one over on you where people have really abused their power, forgiveness is your freedom, and it deals with the south node, which we'll get into next. So with the Hangman, it really reduces to a 3. This is about communication, creativity, synthesis, dynamic balance, but expression as well when it comes to going after your heart's desires. That's where your inner compass is leading the charge with that third eye being awakened. And again, with that 7-7 portal, your inner compass, your intuition. Check out that reading if you haven't seen it, because I'll go into depth, or I went further into depth with it there. I won't do it too much here, just because I don't want to repeat myself and make you guys have to hear the same things. But this is where it brings in synchronicities with aligning your inner compass and showing you the way to go. Now, as well, this is also Neptune's energy. So Neptune is our planet of dreams, right? Our collective subconscious. But this is where it's like you're manifesting, especially with that 7-7 portal being open and feeling that energy, this full moon with releasing what's been blocking your manifestations. Neptune is leading the charge. And I did do a Neptune retrograde video as well. Check that out. It went into further depth as well if you're really looking at that. If you need a reminder as well on manifestation steps, I did a short video on that as well. So check that out if you need some extra help there too. But this speaks to that water energy, right? This is about embracing that intuition. And like I say, this all feeds into our south node, which is sextile with this full moon. This is amazing energy. So, especially when it comes to blockages, things that we struggle with letting go, right? So, just to kind of break them down as well. So, our north node is our soul path, right? This is where we can look at basically our highest timeline from all and ascend to our highest timeline from all the lessons that we're meant to learn in this school of life through our evolution and our growth. And also too, in our lives, as we make those changes, as we charge towards the unknown, we can ascend to our higher selves, our greatest life's purpose, and our soul's calling. It takes us out of our comfort zones, challenges us to embrace the unknown, challenges us to embrace new experiences, new ways, better behaviors, and higher vibrations so that we can charge towards our destiny and basically break that fear programming that holds us back. This is where that trine with the full moon and the north node integrates structure, order with our soul's path and our purpose with flow and ease. This is where our intuition and our emotions are working together. And our south node, like I say, it's sextile. This is where that hangman comes in reverse, comes into play. Our south node is where we come from. Our past life patterns, karmic baggage, ingrained behaviors, both our strengths and also our weaknesses. It's our comfort zone of repeated lessons. It's also the place where we can potentially get stuck if we struggle to let go, if we struggle to evolve, and if we struggle to rise above it and charge towards our true north. This is where they play in together, and this is where karmic has a date with our destiny. This full moon, it's like, I'm just saying, put a heart in the comments below if you see where this is going and this resonates with you, because our south node is in Virgo. It's in our first house of self, identity, how we show up to the world. So just on a collective scale with that, it focuses on areas around perfectionism, being overly critical, overly analytical, and also too, being overly analytical to a point where it causes analysis paralysis. Keeps us stagnant. But during this full moon, it is sextile with the full moon. It's a 60-degree angle of cooperation, inspiring and encouraging Virgos to embrace evolution, to embrace allowing ourselves to make mistakes, not be afraid of making mistakes, and instead charge fearlessly with love to learn from them and love ourselves and the journey along the way. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is the time where our south node is helping us, helping Virgos to shed what's outdated, what's no longer serving us, and instead what's been hindering us, recognize and see, illuminate what's been hindering us, and instead approach our goals with discipline and intuitive wisdom. This is where the Eight of Swords in reverse is like the beginning of an awakening, right? This is release from constraints, breaking free from those bondages. It's liberation, it's freedom. It's also with forgiveness, right? So if you've been experiencing injustices that have also held you back, put you in that lack mentality, put you in a fear state, this is the full moon to work with this energy and release it through forgiveness. Because remember, as you forgive, it's not about letting that person or those energies back into your life. It's about setting yourself free from them to bring in the stability, the prosperity, the karmic justice that's meant to be yours, standing in your empowerment of personal power and strength, bringing karmic judgment to the table, and standing in your fortuity, standing and reaping your success that truly is your karmic justice and your fate, and harvesting what's meant for you on your highest timeline. Again, that speaks to your intuition, right? And like I say, with that Geminian energy, that is Venus. That is Uranus talking here. So Venus, check that video out if you haven't seen it, but basically Venus is also in Gemini in our 10th house, basically helping us with formulating, creating, manifesting our heart's desires when it comes to our dream job, our dream soul path, our highest elevation when it comes to career. Uranus is coming in to break things down, shake things up, bring in unexpected changes again in Gemini, in our 10th house of honors, achievements, fame, career. And we also have Jupiter here as well. Jupiter, remember, is in our 11th house, and this is like the full year of blessings from Jupiter. It's exalted in Cancer. And like I say, it's in our 11th house. Hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term aspirations. Also, too, it focuses on support systems, humanitarian efforts, community. And like I say, it's bringing stability. I have goosebumps again, and I'll try and stop, but I just, my ears are ringing all throughout every single read that I've done so far with July. I absolutely love these. If this resonates, like I say, by all means, if your ears are ringing too, put a heart in the comments below. Oh my gosh. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress and the Two of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll stop. I promise I'll stop, but wow, that was just calling me like no other. Okay, and then look at the numerology of this. 3, 2, coming into 6. Double threes, 2 3s, coming into 6. 6 is our harmony number. This is gorgeous. This is the golden gate of harmony when it comes to full moon energy. And like I say, it's all with Saturn, our taskmaster. Karma, making a date with your destiny. And if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe. Put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts in the comments below of what you're manifesting during this time. And two, I will go into later in this video, stay tuned, on how to work with this energy, especially under this full moon, because it is beautiful. It's grounding. Mars is grounding us as well through all of this change and excitement. I'm breathing through it. Okay, so let's get into Mars, because we're not done yet, right? So Mars is also in a trine with this full moon, and Mars is in Virgo, and it's in our first house. This is fighting for yourself. I did a separate video going into depth. Check it out if you haven't seen it as well. But basically, it's fighting for the self. It's fighting for your relationships. It's fighting for your long-term goals. And again, this full moon is in our 5th house. That's love, passion, celebration, family, children, soulmate energy, creative project fruitions. Also, too, this is culmination and a heightened awareness when it comes to your heart's desires, your creative endeavors, your romantic relationships, and long-term goals and commitments. I'm breathing through it. Big, huge sigh there. I just love this energy. So, Mars is our go-getter planet, right? You have got go-getter energy written all over this full moon. And this is also where you're getting serious and committed to fighting for the self, your relationships, and your long-term goals. Again, think about that new moon that started with those new beginnings back in January. This is basically taking you to the next level as you level up. And that's where I totally just love this spread even more, because the Empress was calling me as soon as I saw it. This is energy that is truly about fertility. So again, if you're trying to conceive, schedule your date night, I'm just saying. But either way, this is about enjoying the beauty of life, the pleasures of life, success, material wealth, motherhood, and what you conceive. You are fertile during this time in your ideas, in your commitments, in manifestations of your highest timeline. This is also about utilizing the laws of nature through love, through creativity, through your nurturing energy. And it's bringing growth with that 3, progression, dynamic balance, development of projects and ideas and relationships, following the heart and letting the heart lead the charge. And this has Venus's energy in Gemini, in our 10th house, manifesting your dream career, written all over it. I'm just saying. And with the Two of Pentacles right away after this, this is about multitasking and juggling. July is busy, right? We've got that Capricorn energy, though, to ground us. We've got Jupiter blessing us along the way, too. But it's harmonizing multiple responsibilities as well as balancing through prioritization, as well as tapping into that unlimited potential and manifesting by tapping into unlimited possibilities. This is about like literally deleting any type of fear pre-programming, preconditioning out of your repertoire, out of your action, making every second count. And this is charging towards it. Remember, with the 7-7 portal, the 7 represents the chariot. You've got the reins and you're charging. You're taking the lead in this role. And in your duality of putting balance in your partnerships, your relationships, the polarities of your light and your dark, making your choices and your decisions with wise intent, pragmatic planning, and utilizing your inner compass to guide you, your intuition to guide you every single step of the way, because you are not alone in this, right? With your third eye, that's tapping into your intuition, following your soul's language when it comes to reaching towards your soul's life purpose and on your soul's path every step of the way. And two, it's grounding us with that Capricorn and Earth energy here so that we're not flying by the seat of our pants, but we're doing it with intent, with purpose, with structure, discipline, responsibility, organization, and the wisdom that comes with basically perseverance and hard work when it comes to achieving our goals, overcoming those obstacles and those challenges, and standing stronger, empowered, indomitable, and unshakable because of it. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because we're not done yet. So remember, I kind of touched on it, but I just want to put it out there. So not only does our karma have a date with our destiny between the full moon in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, our North Node, which is currently in Pisces in our 7th house, our South Node, which is in Virgo in our 1st house, and also trine with Mars in Virgo in our 1st house, fighting for and standing for what we believe in, who we are, our relationships. But Uranus is in Gemini in our 10th house as well, of career, honored achievements, fame, reputation. It's also trine with Pluto in Aquarius, which is currently in retrograde, and in our 6th house of work and lifestyle. This is where Pluto is basically aligning us with our true inner warrior. This is where, with the 6 of Cups as well, we're looking back at just how far we've come. With the 6 of Cups, this is about nostalgia, right? Memories of the past. Looking at our childhood, but more importantly, looking at how to dream with our heart as light as a feather without fear pulling us into stagnancy or pulling us back into safety, into a comfort zone, but enjoying those simple pleasures so that we can dream our heart's desires, right? Also, too, this is looking at how far we've gone with that new moon in Capricorn, with what we started then, right, in January. It's influence of the past on the present, but also, too, letting go with a gentle compassion from that South Node in what no longer serves us, what limited beliefs have caused us to basically do repeated patterns, repeated behaviors as well, right? And instead, we're nurturing ourselves with that love, that self-care that also comes from Mars as well, with that self-care in the way of treating our body as our temple, just like soul's temple as well. And that includes nurturing us when it comes to mistakes with that scorpionic energy, right? We're not supposed to get everything right on the first try. We wouldn't learn from it in that way, right? You learn better by making those mistakes, but more importantly, loving the journey with a bit of humor, right, to lighten the load is so important when it comes to that scorpionic energy, when we come to look at our shadows and then release them with this full moon. So one of the things that really comes to mind is I've got a wicked humor. I cannot tell you how many mistakes I have made in my life. We could go on and this would be forever of a reading, but we're not going to do that. But what I've learned to call mistakes in life are note to selves, like physically, mentally, whatever type of action I've taken in the wrong direction, or relationships I've made where it's like, note to self, that one didn't work for me. This is where you're learning to nurture yourself and look after yourself with that gentle compassion, right? To love yourself. We're not supposed to be perfect. The perfection of life is really about embracing and loving the perfectly imperfect, the imperfections that are perfect and make us perfect and unique and give us our story every step of the way along the journey. This is where it brings balance to us. It brings symmetry, harmony, integration, emotional balance as well with that moon energy, right? So the moon is our nurturer. She helps us with emotional regulation, right? She brings calm in the seas after the storm. That's what this harmony of opposites and reciprocity really come from, right? We reap what we sow during this full moon, and what we water is what we grow. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this also really speaks to that sacral energy. That's about learning to use the past as a tool and move yourself forward in the present and in your everyday life, and move yourself towards your more authentic soul's path through that soul's journey. And again, like I say, Venus just moved into Gemini. It's in our 10th house, helping us shape and go after our dream career. Neptune is in Aries. It just went retrograde in our 8th house of shared resources, debts, investments, realigning us to our dream life. Mercury is in Leo in our 12th house of spirituality, hidden untapped potentials, hidden talents, connection with the divine, with the crown energy, our psychic abilities when it comes to really looking at what kind of talents we truly have within our soul's energy, our soul senses, and our spirit senses as well. So our body has 5 senses. I made a short video about that too, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But we truly have 15 senses, 5 in the body, 5 in the spirit, 5 in our soul. This is truly enlightening us with Leo energy, with Mercury in Leo, I should say too, in our 12th house, of just how powerful we are being the creators that we are. And with it being with Mercury, I mean, this is all about our messenger planet, right? Things come very fast, and with it being in Leo, and I did do a separate video on that too, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But basically, this is not where we're just taking center stage. This is where we built the stage, right? Our ideas come to us in Leo like this when it's in our 12th house, where truly they're revolutionary, with cause and effect for the positive in a very good way. They cause revolutionary change that brings on evolutionary change. This is where our ideas are gold, and we're meant and encouraged to share them with the world. And stay tuned, because in July, check out the monthly reading if you haven't seen it too, when the sun goes into Leo, it's like the curtain is opening on the stage that we built to showcase our talents and truly shine for the world. And I'll get into doing a separate read on that as well down the road. Stay tuned. But we're not done yet. Jupiter, like I said and mentioned before, our planet of luck, abundance, blessings, wishes, hopes, dreams, is exalted in Cancer. It's very, very comfortable in Cancer, and it's in our 11th house. This is our long-term aspirations. This is our humanitarian efforts, our support systems, and again, hopes, wishes, dreams. This is where this 3 of Cups energy is shining all over this month for Virgos. And this full moon is leading us towards meaningful work moves that go well beyond just a career. It's also a great time with bringing us clarity, closure where it's needed most. It's also a great time to make decisions and moves related to work, relationships, health, commitments, contracts, legal matters, and create tangible change for the better. This is your victory. It's celebration, support in our relationships, sharing and developing in our relationships, business, personal, and also to friendships, social structures, and social events. What we do and how we show up for our community, creating that soul tribe, building sincere allies, knowing that unity is truly our strength. And again, that's where with this seventh house being really illuminated with our North Node in Pisces, and I hope you didn't click off when I said this, but it also surprisingly doesn't just represent partnerships, harmony with marriage, commitments, romantic, business, and professional, one-on-one relationships, long-term relationships, contracts, formal agreements, legal dealings, but it also deals with holistic wholeness when it comes to how we deal with enemies, how we come together through common goals, how we basically break down what separates us, what divides us, through bringing unity, balance, fairness, compromise, empowerment, healing, respect, with established boundaries, common goals, like mutual outcomes, following a common agenda. We're uniting with common ground, on common ground, for a greater cause. I have goosebumps again. I just can't even tell you. But this is that Cancer energy of really leading the charge with compassion, with empathy. And it also speaks to, I'm just looking here, so I apologize. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I haven't learned the planets better. I apologize. But it also brings ideas. This is our Mercurian energy. And again, your ideas are gold during this time, especially when it comes to creating revolutionary change that brings on evolution for the better good. We're encouraged to share those with the world. This is gorgeous energy, and it's all about flowing in our creative flow and opening that heart, that throat chakra, So with the throat chakra, it's very cool. So it's not only just about talking, right? It's also about listening. It's about allowing yourself to use your voice when and where you need to allow yourself to be heard, but also to hear others, right? It's about understanding different perspectives and where people are coming from. And also, too, allowing that information to flow in as easily as it flows out. And utilize that wisdom with making solid, sound decisions, planning, creating structure, bringing order. And especially it's during this full moon, it is flowing with ease, it is flowing with luck, and it is flowing with purpose. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, like, share, subscribe. That way we can get this message out to as many Virgos as we can. Because this full moon is such a special day. It's where karma, our karma, your karma, has a date with your destiny and your fates. Now, this is also where, especially when career is involved, because again, this is about really attuning to something much bigger than a career. This is making meaningful moves in work that go way beyond a career, and it's towards and aligning you towards, rather, your soul's purpose and your soul's path. So with the Three of Wands, this is basically where Spirit is saying you're one step away from success, and this is where you're making meaningful, big, bold moves when it comes to being committed to completion. This is about seeking cooperation, right? Exploring new territories. Dare to dream and delete that fear, because you're daring to dream fearlessly. There's something very big being illuminated about this full moon for you. Something big is coming to an end, but something even bigger is coming into fruition, and it's illuminating it for you in a very, very big way. But this is where you're also utilizing the fortuity of the foresight. You've got the trust back in your tuition if it ever faltered before. And again, this speaks to the synthesis, right? Creativity, dynamic balance, synergy of three, synchronicities, growth, expansion, Aries energy as well. So again, Saturn's in Aries, Neptune's in Aries, Saturn's about to go retrograde in our 8th house. Stay tuned, I'll do a separate video. Then it'll fall back in September, don't ask, August into Pisces in our 7th house, which our North Node is in as well. So they're going to be joining each other. This is so powerful. But this is where, again, stay tuned, because with the sun being exalted in Cancer right now, it's also sitting there with Jupiter, right, in our 11th house. With Jupiter's Cazimi, we just had that as well at the end of June. When we move into Leo season, you are having the curtain drawn for you. The stage is built. Everything is ready for you to shine. I have goosebumps again. I can't help it. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, actually. I'm loving this. But with your solar plexus energy, right? If you ever let fear, limited beliefs, self-doubt basically stagnate you, this is standing in your personal empowerment. This is standing in your confidence with knowing who you are, what you are, knowing that you're strong, knowing that you're capable, but most importantly, knowing that you are enough. You are inspiration in action. You always have been enough. And you always will be enough. And I cannot tell you how much my ears are ringing and how much I've got goosebumps right now. Now, before we get into working with the energy, let's get some additional messages here, especially during this full moon. It's about trusting your intuition. This is the time to let your inner compass guide you. Oh my gosh, and the cards are talking. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Okay, I won't argue. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, and the Eight of Swords came, Eight of Swords came out backwards. Oh my gosh. If you guys get goosebumps seeing this spread as well, put a heart in the comments below. I cannot say that enough, because with the Page of Cups, this is where new ideas and information is coming in. Romance is also coming in. This also speaks to children. Pursuing your soul's path, your goals, making meaningful moves. With the heart as light as a feather, with that child youthfulness about you as well, where you're not weighed down by those South Node aspects, right, of limited beliefs, fears, overcritical analysis paralysis behaviors, right? This is standing in your creativity, utilizing your insight, and news. Two things about news, new ideas and news coming in with this full moon. And again, I cannot stress it enough. Karma has a date with your destiny, your fates during this full moon, during this thunder moon, and it is coming in like thunder. With the world, the universe is working in your favor. Success is yours. You're coming into completion and you're reaping your rewards. You're making big moves, and it may involve travel. It may also involve flight, but this is where your ideas, your career, your soulmate energy, your true love, your long-term goals, your commitments are truly taking flight. This is also where, with the King of Wands in reverse, if you are poorly prepared for leadership roles, or you're feeling that way, or if you've been experiencing poor leadership when it comes to reaching your goals, right, in the job that you're doing, right, if you've been in that safe space, that you're not necessarily doing your heart's desire, but it brings in the bills, right? But you're experiencing those abusive powers, especially at that collective level. This is where you're really learning to be gentle with yourself, right? This speaks to that South Node energy, and then full moons, again, they're all about releasing. And we'll get into how we're going to work with this, or how we can work with this energy, not how you can. You have the choice. It's your life. You've got the reins, right? But this is where, if things had been overbearing, if people, poor leadership had been overbearing, because they're ruling with arrogance, right? They don't have a collective mindset and finding those win-win solutions. This, on an internal level, is not only about witnessing on an external level what you've encountered when it comes to how others are leading, but when it comes to your leadership and taking the reins for your charge, it's also about allowing yourself to learn from mistakes, allowing yourself to make mistakes, right? Because in a lot of ways, what I truly love is, and it took me a long time to especially embrace this, being a Virgo. But what I've learned is, in a lot of ways, mistakes, rejection is the universe's way of realigning you, redirecting you, right? And so if you've got this perfect plan that you've worked out very much precisely, right? We're Virgos, that's what we do. We strive for that perfection. But in a lot of ways, if you make mistakes along the way, it teaches you how to improvise. It teaches you how to adapt, how to problem solve, how to flow effortlessly in changing directions. And what I've found in a lot of ways is it ends up bringing me many more blessings than I ever tried to plan for in the first place. And the most pragmatic way I can put this is, and I don't want to talk all about me or make it about me by any means, but When I built so the first place I decided to venture into home ownership in, I decided to build a house. Did I know what I was doing? Absolutely not. Did I have all the money in the world to build the house of my dreams? You betcha I did not. I built it on a shoestring budget. I used my resources. I had a lot of mentorships and mentors that were very kind and loving in teaching me what I didn't know. I also had the ambition to seek learning what I didn't know, and I wasn't afraid to make mistakes along the way. One of the biggest ones, though, was while I was working, the guys that I had, the crew that I had, were so wonderful. They were very quick, super efficient, hardworking, wonderful gentlemen. And it was a two-man crew. This was not a big house. It was a my-sized house, as I would like to put it, and I absolutely loved it. I had everything I needed, plus a couple of extra perks that treated me like a queen and pampered me. But either way, they came in one day and they basically set all the trusses to the house and got the crane removed off to another build site onto the next adventure before I even got off work. I only worked an 8-hour day. These guys were incredible. I mean, oh my goodness, I'm just saying, shout out to them. I don't want to put their names out, but unfortunately, they were moving so fast. We were moving so fast with building that they didn't have it noted, or they didn't see the note that I had directed to and contracted to build a knee wall on that second level. And they set the trusses, so basically they went all the way to the floor. Pain in the booty when you're trying to clean, I'm just saying. But either way, unfortunately, what it really did was I had to go back to the drawing board with redesigning the upper level of the home overnight. And it was basically looking at the choice of, do I have them incur 10 grand in debt to bring that crane back, rip all the trusses off, build a knee wall, then put it back on, because that's what I had planned. Instead, what we did, because we were already moving forward, I decided not to try and go to the battle of looking and making them go back, right? Instead, what I did was I redesigned the floor plan on the upper level. It made the closets more efficient for my bedroom. It was basically just a loft bedroom. It was my beautiful, hopefully you can laugh with me, but I had 2 walk-in closets, a hers and hers, as I like to call it. But either way, in the old floor plan, it wouldn't have been very accessible. And so I redesigned it, and we only had to move one internal wall, which was only framed out. It took basically less than 20-30 minutes to redo it. And instead I had 2 walk-in closets, where before I only had one, and then I had this weird crawl space situation. And on top of it, I even talked them into putting a window in the stairwell so I could get natural light into the stairwell coming up to my bedroom. And this was also another project I got to learn. I got to learn how to reglaze windows. It was this beautiful salvaged lead glass paned window. I positively loved it. It turned out even better. It made it priceless because it was one of a kind. Like I say, it was way better than the plan I had. But instead, that one mistake led to something that turned out to be priceless. That's what this energy is all about when it comes to releasing those limited beliefs, those fears, that analysis paralysis, that overcritical aspect of perfection, when it comes to allowing yourself to make mistakes, to learn from them, and to love the journey and yourself in every bit along the way. And if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe, put a heart in the comments below, because this is really about escaping from what's been entrapping you, healing those wounds and turning them into wisdom. This is the end of depression. This is making a stand, right? That's Mars's energy in Virgo, standing for something, for yourself, your relationships, what you believe in. And also to finding solutions where there was stagnation before. This is utilizing every bit of your resources, your skills, your mastery along the way with the magician, right? This is utilizing every bit of focus that you have when it comes to making every second count, utilizing your expertise, knowing which direction to go, and tapping into every bit of your unlimited potential, because you hold the key during all of July, and this full moon in Capricorn is where your karma has a date with your destiny. And when it comes to the 2 of Cups here, it's all about balance and harmony, love, partnerships, friendships, peace, romance. I have goosebumps again. I can't help it, but this is your 5th house. all about illuminating for you true love, true long-term goals, true commitments, illuminating your soul's path, your fate, your karmic justice, elevating you to your highest vibrational, most authentic, most blissful timeline and form when it comes to your dreams, your life, and your love. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, because we're going to talk about how to utilize this energy. So, first things first, Capricorn, Saturn is all about structure, discipline, responsibility, organization, right? The wisdom that's gained through perseverance and hard work when it comes to overcoming obstacles, challenges, achieving your goals, knowing that you are empowered and you're perfectly perfect, perfectly imperfect, imperfectly perfect, just as you are. Oh my gosh, the higher calling is calling here for me. I didn't mean to say that, but you know what I meant. But either way, working with this energy, it's about focusing on goal setting and creating structure to your goals. So under this full moon, assess your long-term goals and your progress that you've made towards them, and identify areas of adjustment and improvement, and create actionable plans, right? Make a roadmap, create SMART goals that are achievable, right? That aren't just, how to put that? That don't cause you to get into the south node of analysis paralysis, I guess is how I would put it. And the best way to really do that is to vision, right? To really envision this. So one way that you can really do that big thing is creating a vision board. Visualizations are rooted in realistic and achievable outcomes. Also too, oh my gosh, okay, I'll stop. But wow, the bottom of the deck is just calling me like no other. This is also the time, like I say, to be gentle with yourself. Embrace your self-care. Your body is your temple, and as you treat yourself, that's how the world manifests around you, right? So stay high vibrational. Show that love. Embrace that love. Embrace that self-care and well-being. Release what no longer serves you by grounding yourself and reclaiming your focus in nature. Organize and declutter your space around you and the space within your mind. Nurture your body in what you receive, what you take in, and declutter yourself, detoxify yourself from what isn't meant for you or what isn't meant for your highest good. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Now, also too, write down, when it comes to releasing what no longer serves you, write down any fears, limited beliefs, or what you wish to release, karmic contracts, karmic soul contracts, right? Relationships that no longer serve you either. Burn it safely, just saying safety first, but burn it while visualizing the release of these aspects, these soul contracts, these karmic contracts that are no longer, that you've already learned, that you're ready to release, right? And then on a way of manifestation, set intentions and goals, write them down, then charge them with your crystals, charge that energy and your intent with your crystals and your intentions and put your intentions by your crystals, I should say. Know what I meant, not what I said, but put them underneath the full moon that overnight. Now, crystals for Capricorn are black, I can talk with this one, I hope I pronounce it right. Black tourmaline, smoky quartz, and then also garnet. Essential oils, so aromas are going to be very balancing for you as well during your meditations and as you declutter and detoxify the energies that are negative in your household, right? So essential oils like sandalwood, patchouli, cedarwood will also help you with centering and grounding you. And then of course, affirmations. So make them personalized to your personal life, your personal commitments, long-term goals, soulmate energy, right? Soul's path and purpose energy. But start them with, I am grounded in my truth. I trust the wisdom of slow growth. It's not about immediate results with the karma aspects of Saturn, with the taskmaster of structure. It's about basically the wisdom and the value that's gained through perseverance and hard work when it comes to slow growth in achieving our goals, overcoming obstacles and challenges, and empowering us with reminding ourselves of just how unshakable, just how indomitable we truly are. That's where the true blessings get a chance to really manifest in our life. Now, also too, before we get into our spirit totems here, I do just want to give a huge shout out to one of our family, one of our Honey Sea Star Soul Tribe family members. So, and I hope I don't mispronounce your handle. I wrote it down. I'm so sorry if I do in advance, but let's all give a shout out, put a comment and show your high vibrational, show some love, positive energy and intentions, I can talk, to one of our Soul Tribe family members at, and I hope I pronounce this, I'm sorry if I don't, Wilange, I'll spell it. So it's at Wilange. So at Wilange has an interview on July 10th on our full moon energy day with the North Node here, with Mars being trine, and then also the sextile with the South Node. So Wilange, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Basically mentioned in one of the comments that currently working as an accountant, going after dream job energy. Oh my gosh. And the interview is scheduled for today on the full moon. This is going after Wilange's dream job. What Wilange has always wanted to do. Seriously, I cannot send enough positive, more positive energy to you, enough positive energy to you. You've got this. This is the day to take the reins, lead the charge. You've got this. And like I say, Honey Sea Star family, show Wilange some love. Put it in the comments below. Just saying, we are all here supporting you, and we are all here rooting and cheering you on. I hope your interview goes well, and I'm so excited to hear about how it goes. No pressure, but I know you've got this. I have a great feeling about it. Now, with our animal totems, with our spirit totems, again, with the lion, this is about your higher calling, your soul's purpose. You have it within you. All the courage that you need. Let go of the past. Reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. This is in our 5th house energy, right? Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. This is the day. This is the full moon. This is the time. You are meant for greatness with the elephant. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Saturn's asking us, especially during this retrograde, what kind of a leader do you want to be? Because you're meant for greatness. Your wisdom inspires everyone that you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. There's harmony with these trines, with this sextile right now. Flow comes easy. This is what's meant for you. You deserve this karmic justice, and your karma has a date with your destiny today. And with the deer, this is about love, right? It's reminding yourself to be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. Love is the universal language. It's the language of our vibrations, what we're truly meant to elevate to, right? It's our highest vibration, and it truly is the language of the universe. This is the time to see light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and your grace, because you are meant for your highest timeline. Your karma, again, I'll say it, your karma has a date with destiny today, and this full moon is very, very special energy. So use this energy, call it in, claim it. And with the fox energy, this is also about reminding you that you are swift, you are smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your inner compass and your instincts. Resources are surrounding you. Be open to romance, just saying, because true love, soulmate energy is today. Scheduled date night, no pressure, but I'm just saying it's here for you if you're looking for it. And if you're not, it just may find you anyway. Now, before we go as well, I just want to look at our major arcana for our music medicine, our color therapy, and look at this with both of them that we pulled here. This is the Empress energy and the Hanged Man. This is about being fertile in what you create, your pleasures, success, the beauty of life, the creativity, utilizing the laws of nature when you manifest, material wealth, your heart's calling, your heart's desires, your third eye and inner compass, with basically your spiritual growth, taking on new perspectives and knowing that you can tap into unlimited potential. You create your masterpiece. You are meant for greatness, and this is your prophecy. This is your fate. This is your destiny, and karma's got a date to date. I'm just saying. So with the music medicine, what we pulled is the F sharp and the G sharp. So during your meditations, practice around with your music, improv with those chords. And then also too, for color therapy too. I mean, this is gorgeous. It's like the chakras match the color therapy. I just absolutely love this. But this is indigo as well as green. Indigo with your third eye, green with your heart chakra. And so I am sending you guys so much love and light here during this full moon. Happy full moon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Use this energy to your best because you deserve the best. Take care, love and light, and I will see you in the next reading.